What's up, guys? Welcome back to another edition of our Big 12 Power Rankings. We are officially on to week 4 of our Big 12 Power Rankings. A lot of movement, a lot of upsets, some that I don't think anybody even thought were remotely possible this past weekend in college football. Eric, let's kick things off with your newest Big 12 Power Rankings.
We're getting wild and wonky. The spirit of the Pac-12 has infested the Big 12, where this conference just eats itself up. Now, Utah stays number 1, as it did over in the other conference usually as well. BYU, listen.
You're high on them.
It's a massive jump. Massive jump. But undefeated and whooping. Absolutely whooping what I believe to be the second best team in the Big 12 going into this past week in Kansas State, and a team that could threaten Utah for that number 1 spot. BYU, no doubt at all, whooped up on them.
Rumors of you becoming a Mormon, just going rampant on social media.
Let me be the first to address the allegations. No shot.
No
but
shot.
We can go back over here. BYU in at 2, Iowa State up to 3, Oklahoma State drops down to 4, Kansas State drops down to 5, UCF drops down to 6, Texas Tech jumps up quite a bit up to 7, Colorado up 1 to 8, ASU drops down to 9, U of A drops in their bye week to 10, Cincinnati whooping up on Houston goes up 4, West Virginia goes up 2 to 12, Baylor down 2 to 13, TCU down 7 to 14 after getting destroyed by SMU. Kansas, what a fall from grace for Kansas. 3 spots from last week all the way down to 15, only better than Houston, who is continuing to hold steady. The bookends, 1 and 16, Utah, Houston. They've been the only consistent thing throughout this entire season.
Can we no longer say that Kansas might be bad and we could just say they're bad? Like, has it gotten to that point?
I don't know if they're 15th in the conference bad. They are right now. I think they'll probably end up a little better than what they've been playing, but I was wrong.
Yeah,
about Kansas.
I was too. I was absolutely wrong. I thought Kansas was going to be really good.
I thought they were going to be a contender. I didn't think they were going to win the Big 12, but I thought they were like that last team in the conversation, along with at the time Arizona as well. Yeah. And both of those schools have just
not good.
Real bad.
Fart noises at the same time is kind of crazy.
I know. I didn't even plan that. It is pretty nuts. Look, what about you?
This is what I got for this week's Big 12 Power Rankings. I'm with you. Utah is the best team in this conference. I think they proved that with a big win over Oklahoma State. That game wasn't as close as that final score said. Interested, though, to see when Cam Rising does indeed return. Iowa State up to 2. I know they only played Arkansas State, but my goodness, 52-7. This team's undefeated. Rocco Becht only completed 11 passes, threw for over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. This team is humming. UCF at 3. Watch out now. UCF is a sneaky team. I know they didn't play on Saturday, but overall, this is a team that's just been pretty dominant, and this is without KJ Jefferson, the Arkansas transfer quarterback, really being able to find a rhythm through the air. So if he's able to do that, UCF could definitely be a scary team in this conference. Oklahoma State and Ollie Gordon, they dropped from grace from 2 to 4, I believe they were at recently. BYU, they do indeed climb. Not as much of a giant jump for the Cougs as you had, but you got to show respect. They absolutely dominated Kansas State from the jump.
They had to at least be higher than Kansas State.
They had to. They had to. They absolutely did. They are undefeated. Kansas State, they do drop 5 spots to number 6. Interested to see if Avery Johnson and company can bounce back from that. Colorado, as much as I hate to do it, they're up 1 spot to number 7. They did it on a miracle. Dave Aranda at Baylor, his hot seat has officially caught fire after that loss. Texas Tech, they up 2 spots to 8. My goodness, the Red Raiders, they handled Arizona State early on in that game, and they didn't really let go. Because of that, Arizona State falls to 9. West Virginia up 4 spots to 10. Arizona, they stay put, didn't play this past weekend, but they do have a date with Utah this week. So I imagine they'll be dropping at some point. Baylor, they fall 3 spots after choking away a game to Deion Coach Prime Sanders. Cincinnati, congratulations. You are no longer at 15. Wow. You are up to 13. Kansas, you continue your plummet down to 14. TCU, I got a bone to pick with TCU fans. I have TCU right now at 15. TCU fans love to hop in my mentions every week when this goes out, talking about how I don't know ball or that TCU is way better than people think. I'm going to tell you right now, TCU, they stink. They stink.
You heard it here
Gave
first.
up 66 points to SMU. They're 2-2 on the season. They're not a good football team. Houston, you're the only team worse. You're at 16. Cincinnati absolutely dog walked you, or Bearcat walked you, whatever you want to say. 34-0. Just a horrible, horrible performance for Houston. I know every Big 12 team wishes that they got to play Houston this season. Going into this week, Eric, do you have a team that can climb the highest?
It's probably Arizona.
You got some good matchups. You got Arizona against Utah. You have Iowa State and Houston. Iowa State's going to dominate.
That's the thing. I don't think you're going to put a lot of stock in Iowa State.
BYU, Baylor, Kansas State, Oklahoma State is probably the game to watch.
Kansas State, Oklahoma State's the game to watch. However, I do think that if Arizona somehow finds a way to beat Utah, they have the biggest chance to jump up. Do I think that's going to happen? No. But if they do beat Utah on the road, that's a massive, almost season-saving win for the Wildcats. So I think they have the biggest chance to jump up. Obviously, Oklahoma State, Kansas State. Kansas State needs that bounce-back win. Oklahoma State also put a lot of stock in that, but they're already higher up, so they have less room to go up than an Arizona team who we both have in the bottom half of this conference.
I don't mind that. Now, I'm going to go with the Oklahoma State, Kansas State game. Both teams coming off a loss to start conference play. Kansas State, an ugly one, obviously, to BYU and Oklahoma State. Like we said, that game wasn't as close as that final score against Utah suggested. I think both those teams need to find a way to bounce back. Otherwise, you're staring down an 0-2 start in conference play, and you've already played some upper echelon teams. That these games early on between Oklahoma State and Kansas State could be massive in terms of who's getting to the Big 12 title game at the end of the season. Guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you are definitely locked into everything that we got going on here at PHNX Sports. Also, head to the comments. Let us know what you think of this week's Big 12 Power Rankings, guys. But in the meantime, go Devils and peace.
We all silly like the mayor.